Welcome to our Sunday reflection for the Solemnity of Christ the King. The theme of our reflection is Invitation to Sincerity. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. John chapter 18, from verse 33 to 37. We conclude the former letter with the words, "Yours sincerely." Have you ever wondered why this was required? The practice has its origin in ancient Rome. Roman sculptors often concealed cracks in apparently flawless marble statues with melted beeswax. When the wax dries and crumbles, the purchaser will discover the fraud and seek compensation. But it was always too late because there was no warranty in those days. Reputable sculptors guaranteed their works as sine cera, which means without wax. Hence the expression, "yours sincerely." As we celebrate the solemnity of Christ the King, we are challenged to be sincere Christians without wax or facade, and to renew our commitment to serve Him with all our hearts. The key phrase in the Gospel reading today is, "Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." It simply means that only those who are on the side of the truth have Jesus as their King because they listen to Him completely. How faithful have we been to our Christian values? Let us take it for granted that we have not been faithful enough. The question then becomes, why have we not been able to live out our values? We live in a secular society. Since it does not pay as much as lip service to God, its values do not align with the values of the kingdom. Unsurprisingly, Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." The unfortunate outcome is that values that flow naturally from our faith, like respect for life from conception to the grave, are disregarded with the enforcement of abortion and euthanasia. As you listen to this reflection, you may be asking yourself, what can I do about this situation? I encounter Christians who, frustrated by this situation, insist that we must fight for our faith. But how do we fight for our faith without losing our souls? Let us listen to Henry Nouwen, who came close to losing his soul in his fight against the forces of war and violence. He states in Finding Our Sacred Center, A Journey to Inner Peace, and I quote, "While I was traveling through the United States and lecturing about Central America, I became aware that while I was exhausting myself to prevent war, the chances of war were increasing. This has helped me to realize that sometimes the powers of evil seduce us to work for peace in such a way that we come close to losing our soul. Peace Pilgrim helped me to see how important inner peace is. It is that sense of God's presence in our lives that allows us to trust in the power of God's peace, even when we do little." End of quote. Unsurprisingly, Jesus told His disciples not to resist the evil one in Matthew chapter 6. He did not want His disciples to be transformed into the kind of people that were oppressing them. But do we stay passive? That is not the case. The confrontation with evil begins with every Christian living a life of integrity. This means I fight the evil within me, giving flesh to the truth I profess. Interestingly, our values are often disregarded because we profess them with our lips, but need to integrate them in our day-to-day lives. Consequently, we make a caricature of our Christian faith. The actual battle of our faith lies in the struggle to live a life of integrity, whereby our profession is expressed in our lives. In his book, The Reason Why I'm Not a Christian, Bertrand Russell writes that one of the main reasons he's not a Christian is because he's yet to see a Christian living out the values Jesus taught. He may be exaggerating, but his comment should lead us to think deeply. As we celebrate this all-important solemnity, the overriding question should not be, how do I change society to become more Christian? It should rather be, how do I allow God to transform me so that my light may crowd out the darkness in society? This question is an invitation to sincerity. Jesus' words, pray unceasingly for the strength to survive all that is going to happen and to stand with confidence before the Son of Man. Luke chapter 21, verse 36, are crucial for us in these days. Prayer should be our first concern. Without prayer, even our good busyness will lead us to destruction. It is all about sincerity. This week I invite you to consider the following. Number 1, write in your journal or discuss with a friend what the image of Christ the King means to you. How do you conceive of Christ as Alpha and Omega? Is there anything you need to change to let him have complete dominion over you? Spend time with your family and consider what you will donate to your parish to help the underprivileged at this time of the year. Have a blessed week.